go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of This Life, a podcast by Mayorca Media. As always, I am your host, Felix Mayorca. I am extremely happy to be here. I am not at Local Hub today. Another week where I'm not at Local Hub. I'm still working there. I still have an office there. They're still my sponsor. Shout out to them. But, you know, I decided to kind of, with the holidays and everything, just stay home a little bit more. And things are just kind of crazy out there. And yeah, so staying home a little bit more. Right now I'm in my garage. I hazed it up a little bit. If you're watching the video, sorry about that. If you're watching the video, I hazed it up a little bit to get a little bit more of an effect. Cause I don't really have, I mean, it's super messy, but whatever. Everyone has a messy garage, I feel like. Not really, but anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, it's actually, what time is it right now? It's 10:13 p.m., Monday, December 7th. But I really wanted to make this episode, so I took a break from editing because it's actually been a really heavy week of editing and of work. I'm trying to finish everything. It's been a little hectic, but I'm just hold on, let me fix the camera real quick. Okay. What? Nope. All right, here we go. It's been a little hectic because I gave myself a deadline of finishing everything before my birthday. This week is my birthday, December 10th. I'm a Sagittarius. What's up? So yeah, I told myself I'd finish everything before my birthday. Cause I have some plans this weekend, some safe plans. But I've been doing a lot of self-reflection. It actually came from, I mean, I do this every year, but this year it was kind of triggered by my friend Pierce. Shout out to Pierce. I think it's Keem. I don't know. She's awesome. She's a photographer too. Give her a follow. Pierce Keem, Pearce. But anyway, Pierce is doing this thing where she's kind of doing like a self-reflection, spiritual kind of realization. I don't like to call it a journey because that's so annoying, but she's doing something like that, and she's having some of her followers she's posting all these photos and stuff and saying, what makes you happy? What did you do today that makes you happy? And I've been actually sitting down and kind of thinking about that. Just in my 26, I'm going to be 26 years old, 26 years of life. And I'm really young still. I haven't lived as much as I feel like I've lived. And I'm sure all of us are in the same boat, but sometimes I get that imposter syndrome. I'm sorry. When I'm talking to you who are listening, because I'm like, dude, I'm only 26, you know, I'm not some guy that's lived a bunch of years already and is either has it figured out or has gone through a bunch, or, you know, I'm just a guy. That's why I have guests usually, but we're wrapping up with the year. Obviously 2020, and I'm sure all of you are sick of listening to it. Oh, fuck 2020, and 2020 was a terrible year, blah, blah, blah. And then you hear the other side of like, you wake up, it's 2020. It was the best year of your life. There's so much growth, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it should matter. I'm not big on like, oh, this year was bad, or, you know, this month was bad, or I don't really do time, which is kind of weird to say. I had goals and I gave myself goals based on time, and I realized that they didn't work. It never really worked out for me. It was a year after college, I was like, I'm going to get a job. Didn't happen. I felt like a failure. So I was like, all right, next year. Didn't happen. I felt like a failure. I'm more focused on me. I'm focused on my accomplishments. I'm focused on my failures. I'm focused on how I'm bouncing back from those failures. And I started doing this thing where I'm writing down, I'm getting a FaceTime from our friend Melissa Soto. Let's put a pin on this, and here we go. What's up, dude?
Are you in the middle of something?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a podcast. You're on it.
Oh, sick. Hey, what's up, y'all?
You were on the podcast before, but I want to ask you something. What has been an accomplishment that you did this year?
What has been an accomplishment that I did this year?
Yes.
Well, there's many. I graduated nursing school. I got my license and
Your driver's license?
first big girl job.
You got your driver's license?
My RN license, my nursing license.
Oh, cool.
Yep, and I got a big girl nursing job.
Nice. That's a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah, that was like my whole entire beginning of my adult life. It's a pretty big accomplishment.
Well, I'm sure everyone's stoked for you. Thanks for interrupting.
Yeah.
Thanks for interrupting. Let me call you back. Okay.
Are you really in the middle of a podcast?
Yeah, I'm 7 minutes in.
Oh, okay. Well, get back to it.
You're so annoying. Okay, say bye. Hold on. Got you on the camera. There you go, on the camera. All right. Bye. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Big shout out to Melissa. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. She got a big girl job. See, let me go back to what I was saying before. Even I kind of lost my train of thought, but I'm gonna try to kind of weave it in as I usually do sometimes. She was like, "Oh, I got a big, I graduated nursing school, which she did in May. She did in May, and then the year's not even over. She already got a job, right? So that's how I thought it was gonna happen for me. It didn't happen. That's why I kind of stopped with the whole this year I'm gonna do this. I look at years, I look back on things, and I say, okay, this went well. This is what I want to do next. But not in a time span, or maybe sometimes I'll put a time span on it if it's time sensitive, but maybe like pay off my debts in the next year or something. But I started doing kind of a reflection thing of where I sit down and I think about, and I wrote all this down. Excuse me. It's been a long day. I wrote it in my phone. So I want to go over these things right now with everyone, and everyone knows that these short, or these podcasts, my single ones, are usually shorter. But I wrote down, the title of this note is Things I Learned This Year as a Freelancer / Business Owner. So this year was my first kind of quote unquote, if we're looking at time, from January to December, like a full calendar year of working on my own and not working for the man. So I've actually, it's weird talking to people and seeing where I've been thinking about this so much. Back then, when I had a part-time job and I was doing this on the side, I was ashamed to say that I was a photographer or that I was a cinematographer. And even saying cinematographer still kind of sometimes feels weird, but it's like, it's what I do. So people would ask me, what do you do? And I'd kind of, I'd tell them I work for the city, but like on the side, sometimes I do photography. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. So, all right. And I think that didn't legitimize me. And I did it to myself because I wasn't confident enough to say I'm a photographer, or I'm a cinematographer, videographer, or I shoot weddings or whatever. And then I remember the first time when someone said, what do you do for work? And I was like, I'm a photographer. I was kind of like hesitant, and then I did it and I was like, ugh. And people were like, oh, that's cool. Or the people there were like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, I have a business card. Do you want to see my business card? And they were like, yeah. And they checked it out, and it had my Instagram on there and everything. And they looked at it and they were like, oh, wow, these are really good. So you're like a real photographer. And that was, when we bring it back to time, that was last year, 2019, around like summer. So June or July, which isn't a very long time ago, but, yeah, man, it's crazy to think about that back then. And now I'm taking a break from my work, which is my videography work, to do a podcast, which was just a nugget of an idea last year, but it was one of those ideas that was like, oh, this will never happen. And I mean, I pulled the trigger. So, yeah, let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, I'm going to talk about the things I learned this year as a freelancer / business owner. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to tell you, because I've told you before, that Picnicked is the spot. Right now, San Diego County is in purple tier. We all know that. And Annalie's doing things right with Picnicked. She is limiting picnics to 8 people. She is being safe. She is constantly wearing gloves and a face mask. And that's the kind of stuff you want to see, but also you want to support these businesses. It helps when the businesses want to go above and beyond for what you want from them. So you set up a picnic and Annalie does everything safe. And after the picnic, she cleans everything. She wipes everything down. She does an amazing job. Their Instagram is @picnicked, which is PICNICKED _, which of course you already know. One of our favorite sponsors here, at ThisLife. Annalie's doing it right, man. And she's a small business owner. So maybe get it for someone for a gift. Ask her if you can kind of do like a gift card thing. This is a great idea. January, sometimes we get so excited during December because we have all the holidays and all that. And January through maybe March kind of seems like a low in our year, at least for me. So I think something like this would be so dope to kind of look forward to. It's safe, it's fun, and it is 10% off when you use code ThisLife. Back to the show. Let's get started on this. These are kind of just little things that I wrote down for my kind of business, and it kind of ties in with life. And I hope you get something from it. If you don't, then just change it and wait for the next episode. But here we go. So things I learned this year as a freelancer / business owner. So the first one is take risks. That is something that I've actually had to work on, because I've always been the person that's been cautious, and I've been scared to kind of jump into the pool without feeling the water first, and in my realm, taking risks is maybe trying something that I've never tried before, trying a different type of lighting, or even saying yes to a job that I have no idea how to do. Last year on Thanksgiving, I shot a soccer tournament in Temecula, and there were, I think, like 20 fields, and all of them were playing at once. This was at a racetrack. I don't remember what it's called, but it was ginormous. And I said yes, I remember, and I was so freaking nervous. I couldn't sleep the night before. It was the day after Thanksgiving too, which kind of sucked, but I was like, just do it. And I reached out to one of my close friends, Dan, who he's kind of like a mentor / friend. He's helped me out a ton with all this business stuff and photos. And I knew him in high school. He was the guy shooting the football photos, and I was the student shooting the football photos. And now he's hired me. I've tried to hire him, but he's always so busy. But yeah, I asked him, how do you usually do this? And he's like, just take 10 photos of each game, move on. And I did it. And it was like a 16-hour day. It was absolutely exhausting. But at the end of the day, I can say that I had that experience, and I actually took that risk. And while it's a minor risk, it was worth it. Same with, let me go major. Let's talk dollars and cents. The camera that I'm filming on right now, the EOS R, I bought it for I bought it for a lot of money. But that was kind of one of those educated risks, I'd like to call, that I was like, okay, it was more of an investment, which I don't really like that word, but, excuse me, hold on. Damn, I think that fog is getting in my throat, dude. This is bad. It was kind of an investment. It was an impulse purchase. but I've actually seen it's the investment has paid off thus far. It's been a great camera. It's been, I mean, it gave me a little bit of debt, but I'm seeing jobs now that are paying me enough where I can live and pay that debt off. So those are kind of the money risks that I've taken. But yeah, pretty much just taking risks, just saying yes to things. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next one is organization. Organization is key. Organization is key. That, at least to me, has a lot of different connotations. It has a lot of different realms. So I used to just shoot something and then throw it in a folder and be like, I'll remember. And I would remember because like I only had like 2 jobs a month, maybe like 3, but I would remember and it was fine. And I shot it a week before and then I remembered that the other week. Oh, excuse me, I just dropped something. But that didn't really last. I started getting more clients and I figured, I was like, okay, I have to organize this. And then I started getting gear and I started getting more gear, more batteries, more memory cards. And I found myself just kind of being a slob with it all. And I was in that old habit of just like, it'll work itself out. It's fine. I'll remember. And I stopped remembering and I couldn't remember where I put things. I couldn't remember where that new memory card was, or I couldn't remember where I put all that footage. Organization, man, it's something I still kind of struggle with just because I'm lazy, but organization's key. And I mean, organization in any sense, organizing your time, organizing your work schedule. I'm going to talk more about that later, but yeah, organization is key. Next one is be smart with your time. As a freelancer, as someone who owns their own business, it's easy to just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I worked very hard today. I will take tomorrow off. And when I started, I did take a lot of days off, and I found that I was working like 3 days a week, but those 3 days were like full days, which, some people might like, but I just found myself being exhausted. So on my days off, I wouldn't do anything. Not only that, I would procrastinate a ton, which worked in college. Doesn't work in your business. And I was just on my phone all the time, and my justification was like, well, I have leads on there and I have to answer DMs, but really I was just looking at memes or sending other people memes. But that's a huge one is be smart with your time. Make sure you have proper intentions with your time. If something's uploading, I'm going to work on something else. I'm going to make a call. Excuse me. That's something I struggled with a ton in the beginning as well. And I justified it with, well, this isn't a full-time job, so I don't really have to, put in the time. But if you don't put in the time, then you don't get the reward. And I've been putting in the time, and it's been just kind of coming to fruition, and it's been amazing. So be smart with your time. I don't even think that's a freelancer thing. That's like an everyday person thing. Be smart with your time, man. If you're just sitting there playing video games and like with your thumb up your ass, like, what are you doing? You could be doing so much more. You have so much potential. You have legs, you have arms. And if you don't have legs or arms, then sorry. I mean, use your time to inspire others and do something. I'll probably get canceled after that no arm, no leg thing. So anyway, next one. Let me take a sip and then I'll get to it. Oh, it's a big one. Don't worry about where you aren't, but celebrate where you are. I'm going to say that one again. Don't worry about where you aren't, but celebrate where you are. So this is another one that when I first started, I was like, I need to have more clients. Why don't I have more clients? I was looking at other people like dude, they have everything. Why don't I have that? That famine thinking is so toxic. You're focusing on other people instead of focusing on yourself. And, well, or you're sitting there, I've been doing this for 5 months. Why am I not booked all the time? As shitty as that sounds, I had that attitude for a while where I was like, man, why is it the slow season right now? I shouldn't have the slow season. Why, I see so-and-so working and they have jobs. Why don't I have jobs? Instead of thinking, okay, I have this downtime to market myself. I have this downtime to work on what will come later this year. I have this downtime to, and actually I started learning that after with, usually for photography and videography, January, February, March-ish kind of is usually your slow time, because people are kind of getting back from that debt of the holidays, or they just, why do you want to take a photo in why do you want a family shoot in January? What's so big in January? Nothing. So these are the times where it's like, okay, this is where, and to go back to the other one, organization's key. Organize yourself, organize your assets, organize your income, just kind of get your shit together to get busy or start getting busy. Instead of worrying about where you're not. Well, I don't have all these clients. Well, how am I going to get these clients? It's never, why don't I have this? It's, how can I get this? It's that growth mindset. Episode 1 of This Life, a podcast by Mayorca Media. Go ahead and go listen. But anyway, it's that growth mindset of, how can I get to that point? I'm not at that point, period. I hope that makes sense, because that's one of those ones that I myself struggled with for a while. And now I'm like, I'm so blessed to now be exhausted today, because I have clients and I have jobs that need to get done. And I'm taking a break with doing this podcast. I'm using my time wisely. So yeah, don't worry about where you are not, don't worry about where you aren't, but celebrate where you are. Celebrate the little things, man. Next one. Oh, dude, this is a big one. And this is one that I've actually, I preach a lot here, is have conversations with people. Let me talk about it first in like a freelance kind of business owner aspect, and then I'll talk about it in like a human aspect. But the old networking is out. People don't want to hear, "Hi, my name is Felix, and I'm a videographer, and this is what I do. Here's my card. So great to meet you. Bye." People don't want that anymore. People want to have an interaction with a human being. People want to talk about their interests. People want to hear your interests. People then want to hear what you do. I, for a while, hung out with older people, and the first question was, "What do you do?" "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, that's so boring, dude." Now it's like, I'll turn something into like, "Where are you from?" "Oh, really? What's fun to do there?" "No way." "Oh man, I've always wanted to go there." Blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to sound like a sociopath, because I've been called one before, but it's not even like a formula. It's just being interested in people. It's trying to find that connection where you can say, "Oh, me and this person will either have a connection or not have a connection." And that's fine. I've talked to people where I'm like, "Oh, you and I don't have a connection." That's fine. You're a friendly person. Great. I'm going to go about my day. You go about yours. That's fine. Old networking is out. People want to know, who are you? Is this someone that I would actually like to work with? Is this someone that I would want to do business with? But putting it into like human being perspective is, dude, talk to people. Don't ask that stupid, "So what do you do?" Don't make yourself fall back on that question. That's so boring. Yeah, it can come to that, but that's one of my pet peeves when people are like, "So what do you do?" And then that's it. Like if they start saying, oh, really? Yeah, I used to do photography in high school or something like that. Then, that's a little better. I can get out of that hole. But if you start off and you finish with, so what do you do? Oh, that sounds fun. Is it good pay? Do you enjoy it? Awesome. Well, it was great meeting you. No, you did not meet that person. You just found out about their career, dude. Fuck off with that. That makes me, ugh. I've had too many interactions with that, and it's so boring. So have conversations with people, make connections with people, man. And if you end up being a good person and they end up being a good person, you never know. You can make a new friend, or you can make a new business partner, or someone to collaborate with. I don't know. You never know what comes about with these conversations. My next guest, actually, the one that I'm going to have after this one, I met her through having a conversation. We were both at an event, and I was like, what do you guys do? What is this business? She told me about the business, and I found a connection where I was like, oh my God, I'm passionate about this because blah, blah, blah. We'll get to it. Stay tuned next week. But now I'm going to have her on the podcast. I'm shrugging my shoulders right now. That's how it happens. That's how you make a human connection. Now I have someone that I can work with. Now that I have someone that I can learn from and learn from her experiences, and I'm excited to have her on next week. But yeah, have conversations with people, man. Make that connection. Don't just, that surface level shit it's so 2000 and late. Oh, just like Black Eyed Peas. But anyway, yeah. I kind of talked about this next one, but be proud of what you're doing. When I would talk to people, I was kind of ashamed. I was kind of like, well, I'm just not another photographer. I'm just another Instagrammer. Be proud, man. I have nothing to even say about that one. Just be proud. Hey, man, I work at Ralph's. I'm the best bagger there. Or I'm a CEO. I love my job. Or if you hate your job, just talk about something that you're proud of. Yeah, man, I own 2 dogs, and they're so dope. I trained them myself. Here's a picture. Check it out. Be proud of what you're doing right now. I got a little heated there. My heart's racing. All right, next one. Follow your gut. Follow your gut. I've had gut feelings about people, about just interactions that I've had where I'm like, I don't know if you and I would mesh. And I was right, but then I kind of try to force it, or they try to force it, and it ended up, worse than it could have been. Also with business decisions for myself, I hesitate a lot. I'm so bad at that. I hesitate way too much, and I'll sit there and think, should I do it? Should I not do it? What are the pros? What are the cons? I want to do it, but maybe just do it. Follow your gut, or don't do it. If you're like, you know what, I'm getting a bad feeling about this, Star Wars, then just don't do it. It's that simple. And then if you missed out, then you missed out. There's going to be another opportunity. I didn't follow my gut for a while, and it was, that's why I was depressed, because I didn't follow my gut. But yeah, follow your gut. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 more to go. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Express Yourself is another small business which I work with. The homie Tony is actually the owner of this, and he sells pins, he sells t-shirts, he sells hats, he sells all kinds of cool stuff. I actually got a little pin that says Chingona on it for my mom. I'm going to throw it in. I had to look around to see if she was here, but I'm going to throw it in her stocking. I got my dad one that says Chingon, and I think those are going to be fun. They're going to be funny. I'm going to throw them in their stockings, and it's just going to be something small that they're going to look at and laugh. And Tony kind of specializes in that. He has these really cool stickers that say, I appreciate you. And whenever I go into like a small business, or for example, Burger Bench, and I'll see someone there that notices me, or not notices me, but remembers me from the times that I've been there, I'll give them the sticker and I'll be like, thanks so much for being so awesome, for being so dope. they super duper appreciate it. If you use code ThisLife at expressyourselfco.com, you get 10% off of your order. Make sure you support small business and get a discount while you're at it. Back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Man, those were great ad reads, right? I love my sponsors. They're amazing. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and sell out for some. I mean, I might sell out eventually if the price is right. When the price is right. You guys remember that guy that was always like, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. When I was a kid, I always listened to that and I'd be like, dude, that'd be such a dope job. Like, how dope would that be? You'd be like, next up, we have Marsha Martinez. And then it was like, and then the camera guy was always like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? And then you'd see a group of people getting all stoked, but it wasn't them. And you see another one, but it wasn't them. And then one more, and it was like, oh, that's Marsha Martinez. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Why do you listen? Anyway, all right, let's get back to this. Oh, God. Okay. So I said follow your gut. After that, I have... excuse me. I think this fog is really killing me, this haze, but it looks dope, man. I hope people watch the video because this lighting's pretty sick, even though my garage is a mess. This next one, have an anchor during the day. I've talked about this before. I think I talked about it with Julio episode 2. Go listen to it. I talked about it with Julio. Your anchor, I kind of took this from The Rock. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Rock fan. I feel like he's just a big walking billboard. But he drops some knowledge sometimes. He talks about having that anchor, that one thing that holds you down every single day, that one thing that you do every single day to kind of keep you sane. His obviously is working out and doing steroids, but mine is just taking time in the morning before my workout. And on it, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been very good at this, but I'll take my dogs out. I'll have my coffee, my morning coffee, and I'll just sit outside and I'll watch them play around and bite each other and stuff. And I just kind of have that time to center myself and prepare myself for the day and think about, what do I need to do today? What don't I need to do today? That's what your anchor is. Think about it like a real anchor, right? You drop the anchor and the boat's just kind of chilling there. It's floating around if there's waves. You're just kind of sitting floating, but you're doing it with a purpose. It's always important to do it with a purpose. Like, if you're going to be like, oh, my anchor is smoking weed or something like that, or like getting super hammered, then it's like that. There's no purpose to that. you're not gaining anything from that. So it could be working out. It could be doing yoga. It could be stretching. It could be just sitting in your bed, writing notes. It could be doing a journal. Going back to my friend Pierce, her and I had a conversation about how to do goals and how to achieve goals, not do goals, how to achieve goals. And she said, I like to write a big goal, but then I write down the little things that would help me achieve that goal. For example, get out of debt. How do I get out of debt? Well, I look at the things that I'm spending on that I really don't need to. Netflix, maybe I don't need it, or maybe I want to keep just Netflix and get rid of Hulu, HBO, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how many times do I go out to eat a week? 3 times. Boom. Let's minimize it to maybe 1 meal a week, or minimize it to none. That's just a quick example of having an anchor, having something to sit down and kind of think about and actually reflect on. Like, what am I doing right? What am I doing? What can I work on? What's today going to bring? What's on my agenda today? What's not on my agenda today? Have an anchor during the day. This next one is a big one. Don't let your job/work rule your life. I learned this one when I was working 7 days a week, and I was saying no to hanging out with friends because, quote unquote, I had to work. I had to edit. I was working, Saturday to Saturday, Sunday to Sunday. And when I was out, I was thinking, what do I have to edit? What do I need to do? Now there's some days where I only work 4 hours a day, or some weeks where I'll work 4 hours a day and I get a lot done. Or I'll work in 45-minute increments and it'll end up being 6 hours, 7 hours, but I get a lot done. I'm more productive that way. And I'll take the weekends off. My weekends are reserved for family, for friends, or for special events, special jobs. And I'll turn that into an event. Like if, let's say I have to go shoot something in like PB, I'll be like, hey, want to go get dinner after with someone that lives there or something like that. My tripod looks kind of weird. Hold on. Oh, well, it's totally tilted. Whatever. I'm not going to fix it right now. God, I have something, man. I have ADD or something. But yeah, don't let your job/work rule your life. Yes, we have to grind a little bit when we're younger. Yes, we have to kind of put in that work, but when you're like 30, 40, 50, and you look back, you're going to be like, well, I should have done that. Right? You're not going to be like, well, I shouldn't have gone out that one day because blah, blah, blah. It's one day, man. It's one day. And there's so many other days that we have in our future. It's absolutely insane. So don't let your job/work rule your life. Something else I learned this year was collaborate with anyone and everyone you can. Again, this might be a little niche, but I'll probably tie it in with being a human being. One sec. Collaborate with anyone and everyone you can. That kind of goes back to having a conversation with people. I met a guy at Local Hub, Rolando. Shout out to Rolando. I doubt he's listening, but I met him because I was shooting some photos and video at Local Hub, and then we started having a conversation. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm a real estate agent." I was like, "Cool." He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm working here because our office is getting renovated." I forgot the word. And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." I was like, "Are you local?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was actually born here." I was like, "No way, me too." Anyway, long story short, excuse me, long story short, he showed me some videos that he did, which were amazing. Like I didn't even lie to him. I was like, "Dude, you have camera presence and your production quality is pretty good." It's it's not as good as like if you hired me because this is my job, this is what I do, but it's really good for. I was like, I've seen other videos where I'm just like, oh my God, this is atrocious. And I look at it and I go, this could do some, this could really help if blah, blah, blah. So I gave him some pointers. I was like, look, man, you're on the right path. I think I would fix your audio, or I think I would fix blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, thank you so much. And I was like, yeah, man, if you ever want me to like come shoot something for you and you can see the difference, I'll do that. I didn't even give him a price or anything, but he was like, yeah, for sure, I'll reach out. Then he posted one of my photos and that was kind of like it wasn't as much as a collaboration, but it was this is what I do. You kind of put the feelers out there. But if you would want to collaborate, I would love to. I've collaborated with construction companies. I've done real estate. I feel like I've done everything. I've done CBD companies. I've done hemp smoke companies. I've done right now I'm trying to finish up something for this company called Voodoo Tactical, which is a tactical company that they have rifle cases and tactical gear and all that. And like, I don't shoot guns. I know nothing about guns, but I'm like, dude, I want to do it because I want to challenge myself. I want to collaborate with anyone and everyone that I can, because those people know other people. It kind of goes back to having conversations with people. I think that's the only way I can tie it back with normalcy, being normal. Maybe you just have a traditional job, and you're not really out to network with people or find other jobs. You're just you have the 9 to 5, which is fine. That's totally fine. You have that 9 to 5, and then you go home and you're just chilling, or you go to a bar and you're, have those conversations with people, and maybe you can collaborate on something. Maybe they have a charity. Maybe, I don't know. Just collaborate with anyone and everyone you can. I have 3 left. So, if you're waiting for this to be over, it'll be over soon. This one says, know your worth. Know your worth. This one's big. And it's big because I've had friends who are in relationships, and they're abusive relationships, or they have little stints of abuse, or, maybe the boyfriend threw a remote and that was the first incident, and there was another one, but it wasn't that bad. But it's like, that is going to lead up to something. Why do you feel like you need to stay there? You have to know your worth. You have to know your worth as a person. For me, it's know your worth as a videographer, as a photographer. If someone comes up to me and says, hey, I'll pay you $100 to, I don't know, shoot a wedding, I'm going to be like, no, you're tripping, dude. Are you serious? I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say, I'm sorry, my prices start at this, and this is what you get. This is actually, it's a great deal because blah, 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 blah. I'm giving my worth to that person because I know my worth. But also with friendships, it's like if someone is just sucking up your energy, and when you leave that interaction and you just feel either depressed, or you feel terrible about yourself, or I don't know, man, if you feel some type of way because of that interaction, that's not worth it. Know your worth. If you're hanging out with people and you feel left out, or you feel like you're there, but you're not there because, I don't know, it's shitty company, know your worth. Be like, I'm out of here. I want to hang out with people that actually want to hang out with me. That's a big one. I think that's a big one in life in general, is know your worth. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Again, I think this one goes back to, don't worry about where you are not, but celebrate where you are. Don't compare yourself to people. Look at other people, celebrate them, but don't say, man, I wish I had that. That, again, I'm gonna use this phrase, that's famine thinking. It's like, I want what he has. It's not fair that he or she has that and I don't. I've been working hard for it. This isn't fair. Your time will come. If you keep putting in the work, if you keep being a good person, your time will come. I think I've had success in my career so far and in my life, but you kind of always wait for that big break, man. My mom jokes about it and says that it's me having J Balvin. I'm a big J Balvin fan. J Balvin, as some would say it. But if I could have him on the podcast, dude, could you imagine? And I'm sure some people are like, man, you're crazy. Man, dream big. I would love to have him on here and talk about what it's like to be famous, what it's like to go from just being like a humble kid from Colombia to having his own signature shoe. Like, what toll does that take on you? What toll does touring take on you? What does it feel like to like have all these people love your image but not really know who you are, not really know what kind of a person you actually are? I mean, that's whatever. I've thought about this so much too, but yeah, I'm not going to sit there and look at his photographer and be like, oh, I wish I was there. Why aren't I there right now? It's just not, that's not healthy and it's not plausible. All right. This is the last one. I said this was going to be a short podcast, but I feel like it was a long one. We're at like 40 minutes or something. But this one is, it might come off as negative, but I'm just going to say it. Take the L. Take the L. Take the loss, man. When you screw up, take the loss. Admit it. You know what? I might have screwed up. You know what? I did screw up. I looked at it, 10 different ways, and yeah, I screwed up. Admit it. I've had times where with clients, I'm like, okay, you gave me these products in June, and I still don't have them. I still don't have videos done. It might be because of situations out of my control or my reach. That doesn't matter. It's been since June and you still don't have a product, or you still don't have a video, you still don't have photos. I blew it. How am I going to fix that? I'm going to get it done. I'm not going to charge you the rest of the money. I'm going to get it done. In my business sense, that's what I would do. That's what would, that's what would make sense. Maybe if you screw up as a friend, you can say, you know what? Yeah, I did talk shit to you, or I did make that joke that you told me not to make, and I blew it. I'm so sorry. Move on. Find out how you can be better. Taking that L is just the beginning, because then you can realize, or you can figure out how you can be better, how you can fix whatever you might need to fix. Maybe it's the top. Remember, I always talk about the peeling of the onion. Maybe that's just the surface. Maybe that's just the skin of the onion. And then you start getting to the other layers and you're like, oh my God, this is why I've lost so many friends, or this is why I've lost clients. This is why I haven't been taking these L's graciously. I haven't been counting these losses, and I haven't been learning from these losses. That's just life, man. In life, we lose. That happens. But in my opinion, it's how people bounce back that really, I think that's what really counts. And that's what kind of separates kind of the hard workers, or the people that want more for themselves, from the people that take the loss and say, you know what, I hate everything and it's everyone else's fault, and I didn't have enough time, no. Take the loss, man. Take the L. Learn from it. And I guarantee you'll be a better person. I guarantee you'll be a better person. I'm so sorry. I'm tired. Well, yeah, those are all the things I've learned so far. Things that I've learned this year, things that I've learned as a freelance business owner. It's been a long year. It's been a roller coaster, and I expect it to continue this way. That's just how it's going to be. And it's up to me to be better. And it's up to me to kind of make my own destiny and figure out how I want to live, and how I want to run my business, and how I want people to see me. I don't know if you can hear that, but I have a couple of kid neighbors they're out playing. It's 11 p.m. What are you doing, kid? Go to sleep. Anyway, yeah, I hope this helped a little bit. My final thought with Jerry Springer. My final thought is, think about what you've learned. Think about what you've learned this year. Think about where you want to go next year. Think about the seeds you've planted. Think about, in the past 2 years, where you were, or where you've come, or where. Just kind of sit down and think about life. I think a lot of people don't do that enough. I think we kind of get caught up in the now and the future, that we don't think about the past, or where we've been, or where we're going because of the past. Don't dwell on it, but just look at it and see what's gotten better, see what hasn't gotten better, see what you need to fix. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to be 26, which is crazy. No more health insurance for my parents. December 10th. Shoot me a DM, man. Tell me what's up. Tell me happy birthday. If you don't want to, then that's fine. I'm not really a big birthday person, but if people want to celebrate me, then I'll let them celebrate me. I've met a lot of people who are like, I don't like birthdays. And I used to be that guy, but you're ruining everyone else's time, dude. People want to celebrate you. Let them. If they want to have some party, let them have a party, man. Have fun. But anyway, I want to thank all of you for supporting this weird, whatever the hell this is, whatever the hell I've been doing here. This podcast. Thank you so much for celebrating it and listening and supporting it. That's one of my biggest, I think, accomplishments. If I'm looking at time and years, that's one of my biggest accomplishments this year is following my gut. I'm going to take it back to the list. Following my gut and saying, you know what, I'm going to start this. And seeing kind of the production value going up or the sound going up and the way this thing sounds and all these little things, man. Thank you to all of you who listen. Thank you to the people that have decided to sponsor the podcast. And I mean, I said this on the Thanksgiving episode, thanks to my mom that was like, you have to do it. But yeah, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, happy holidays. Please don't go crazy with I know this is a very stressful time, but take some time for yourself, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you very much. Bye.